up, y'all? It's your girl Cortney, and we're back with episode 6 of Coffee with Cortney. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. So today, y'all know I always bring bomb people in the studio with me, and today I got two of my favorites, and we're going to be talking about taking the mask off. So title of the episode is Mask Off. We're going to get right into it. I'm not going to prolong the time, but I do want my folks to introduce themselves. So we're going to start with my good sis. Welcome. Tell the people who you are.
What's up? I am Abriah. Just call me Bria. I'm here. Where am I from? I'm from Savannah, Georgia.
Come on, Savannah.
Seaport. Hey.
Period.
Period. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I moved up here about a year ago. I transferred jobs. I worked on a job for 9 years, and then I transferred up here because I wanted to do something different. So
yes.
here I am.
Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I got my boy Vlad back in the studio with me. Vlad, tell the people about
back
yourself.
Again. What's up, everybody? My name's Vlad. I've been in Georgia for about 20 years now, so I'm a Georgia boy at this point.
You're a resident at this
I'm
point.
yeah,
You from
exactly,
here, dog.
exactly.
Right.
I'm from here.
Right.
From here.
Well, y'all, we're going to get right into the topic today. So today's topic, we are talking about what it looks like to put a mask on when you're secretly dying inside. Now, I know y'all done been there before. I feel like we done all been there before, but it's, believe it or not, like it's more common than we think. Like there's a lot of people who are functioning in life with this smiley face mask on, and on the inside, they are like slowly dying. Like I spent years of my life in that place. So, I felt like it was an important topic for us to cover. And I just want to kind of talk about what it looks like, and how we get to a place of taking that mask off and really being transparent with, family or friends or somebody that we trust in order to get the help that we need so that the mask can stay off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because, I get it. You have to function and we have to go to work and we have to go to school and we have to do these things. And, it's easy to put that mask on, but the longer you keep it on, the harder it is to take it off.
The more you'll have to become that person that you're pretending to be.
Yes.
Yes, I know that so well because everybody looks at me and they're like, oh my God, you're so vibrant and you are just a light and you're so much sunshine.
And
they
you
don't,
are.
Oh, yes, but they don't realize that this sunshine gets a little dim sometimes, okay?
And it happens. It happens to the best of us.
And then when it happens, people look at you like, oh my God, I cannot believe you did that.
Don't they do it? And then, but here's the gag, though. The gag is, I've been dying inside for months.
Right. And it's like, well, this is really who I am. Like, that person that you see is somebody that I have to be in order to function, in order to make it. Because you have no idea what it's like when I go home at night. And then it's like, all right, I can take all of this off. Like, you know how women go home and we take our bra off when we get home?
Child, because
that's seriously
the best feeling in the world is
my goodness,
busting through that door and unlatching that bra.
Yes, and it's like, we can do it so fast. And everybody's like, how did you do that? Don't worry about it. That's my secret power. But, it's like you take it off and it's like, I can breathe.
I can breathe.
I have so many days when I come home and I literally just sit in my car because I have to, like, decompress.
That's a real thing. Baby, I pull up and I just sit there.
I'm really bad at that, sitting in my car.
Yo, you could be sitting there, like, I'll sit there for an hour.
Yeah, I've sat in my car for a long time.
I've fallen asleep. Yeah. Like, I've literally gotten in the car and just sat there and fallen asleep. My son had to come knock on the window one day.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Hello.
Don't sleep on sitting in the car, y'all. That's a real thing.
That must be an adult thing. Because ever since I got a little bit older, I'm like, this car thing is weird. It's normal for me.
Like,
I think I did it yesterday.
Dope. It's so dope. But yeah, like, I just remember places where, and the place that I want to talk about is that place of once you're home and you're sitting with yourself and you take the mask off. Like, what y'all think makes us, or what made y'all hesitant to share with somebody what you were going through at the time? Or like, why do we put the mask on? Like, why do we put it on? What's the purpose of the mask?
I think for me, I'm really bad at showing who I truly am. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then when I get home, I'm fine with that result. Because when when you're yourself and you know who you are, no one can tell you who you are.
Come on,
Oh,
word.
that's good.
You know what I
preaching.
mean? Like,
You
Right.
about to preach.
Right.
I feel like you about to preach right there.
Oh, come on.
I mean, we've all gone to work, right? And you see people that are acting, because we're all actors when we go to work.
That's
Essentially.
true.
That's
You know what I mean?
true.
Everyone is not who that person is when they clock in for whatever, job that you do. So for me, I'm always myself. So that can come off the wrong way. Because if I don't have to if I don't have to, do or put on some sort of face for you to receive what I'm saying, or whatever activity I'm getting involved in, then there's nothing you can say to me, because I was always myself.
Right. Oh,
Now,
wow.
I might be it might be a different version of that when I clock out, but it's not going to be that far from that person that's like, smiling from ear to ear, and
Right.
next thing you know, they're crying for 3 hours when they get home.
Wow.
That's not me, so.
Got you.
And I think I had to as I got older, I leaned into it more, because I didn't want to be uncomfortable or feel like I was doing the wrong things when I left whatever job I was at, or family or whatever, whatever I was doing that day.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I try to lean more into who I am.
That's a good thing, and that's good for listeners who,
Mm-hmm.
That's just good. I mean, I wish I was like that, but I'm like completely opposite. Like if I have something going on now, what I think, because people always say, leave your problems at the door when you're going to work.
Right.
So I think it's just easy to put that mask on, not only with work, and then you find yourself doing it at church, and you find yourself doing it in front of your family, and you find yourself doing it because it's just like, leave your problems at the door. These folks don't care. They don't want to, hear no doom and gloom, no sad stories. So you find yourself putting on this mask, and it's just like, I'm okay, until you're trying to convince everybody else. And next thing you know, you out in the middle of the ocean, crying, eating a bucket of ice cream,
Yeah.
and you're not okay.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
And you're not okay. So it's like, how do we take that mask off? How do we learn? And another thing, y'all, I think one of my biggest issues with taking the mask off is trust issues.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust you enough to tell you what's going on with me.
Right.
I've had issues with that, with trusting people, even at work, and they're like, "Oh, you can trust me," and then you tell them stuff, and then all of a sudden you're in this mess, and then stuff is getting back to you. Right? It's like they use it against you. So it's like I can't trust anyone to reveal myself. I can't trust anyone to take this mask off. So I'm gonna be this person until I'm comfortable. Like, even with me, it's the whole code switching thing.
Yeah.
I'm from the South, and I have an accent that
Southside.
yeah. And so my accent, it'll creep out every once in a while, but I have to get comfortable enough with you in order for you to hear me talk.
Yeah.
And hear me talk that way, because I'm like, I don't want you judging me a certain way, because I've always worked in an office setting, and I'm an executive assistant right now. And
come on, executive.
Honey, listen. To whom much is given, much is required. Those requirements, I tell you. But I have to, carry myself a certain way, even the way that I dress. Even when in the department that I work in before switching to the one that I'm in now, I had to change how I dress, because I work in, the building where the president is in the building, and it's like, okay, well, I have to dress a certain way.
That's
I
what
have
come
to
along with
act
that
a certain.
executive. That's
I'm
what come along with that
telling
executive.
with these titles, and like I said, to whom much is given, the requirements are, you know what, and so it's hard having to do all of that, and then when people finally see you, like I said before, they are just like flabbergasted that, oh my God, this is how you really act. Yes, this is how I really act.
Yeah.
Because I didn't let you see that side of me.
Right.
And then the trust part is like, I'm trusting you that you're not going to take what I've given to you and use it against me. I've had that done to me as well.
But so many people do that. And so I think that, in my personal experience, that has been the issue with taking that mask off, But what I want to get to is, the fact that it's detrimental to your mental health in the long run. So I encourage people to, one thing about it, friends come and go.
Yes.
Family is not always the greatest, I get it. But I do believe that God gives us at least one person
Right.
At least. And so I want to stress to listeners to lock into that one person that you can take that mask off and you can be transparent about how you're feeling. Because if you don't deal with it, it will grow into something, and before you know it, that's what leads to suicide. That's what leads to depression. That's what leads to all of this stuff. And that's why you get people like, who was the guy who recently just passed with the DJ Twitch? And people were saying, oh, he was just smiling a minute ago. Oh, he was just doing this a minute ago. He was dancing. He was, and I'm like, but he was secretly dying. He was dying. He had on a mask. He had on a mask. So what do we do? How do we take the mask off?
And I feel bad for him for the simple fact that every time he was on TV, he was having to be happy. He was having to put on that, I'm the guy that brings the energy. I was bringing the energy. I'm bringing the whole excitement to these people's lives. I'm making them smile. Yeah. Then when I clock out, I have to be what? Whatever that wasn't.
Whatever that wasn't.
Just a normal guy. And so people might approach him for a picture. He might be with his family. He might be having a day where he just wants a little peace. Yeah. Then next it might turn into, oh, hold on. I asked him for a picture, and he gave me a little attitude, and they think that he's that guy all the time.
And now you're going viral.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. And with this social media world, y'all, it's insane. Like, it's insane.
I love social media.
Biggest mask.
I love it for the fact that we can stay in contact with each other, and I can see people that I haven't seen in years and not have to have, these telephone conversations and those types of things. But I hate it. It's a gift and a curse. Yeah. I hate it because people will take one small thing that you said and they will drag you for it, and it's because they didn't understand, or it's because you're being you, and they don't understand who you are. Right. They saw this person that they thought you were, and now it's like, no, that's who you thought I was. This is me. And I hate it for celebrities. That's why I really struggle. I even thought about it in the car on the way here. I was like, the idea of being famous, I was like, I really don't want to be famous. I want the fortune that goes along with it, but I really don't want to be famous because you can't live your life. You can't live, you have to keep a mask on. Yeah, like if I want to go to Starbucks and get coffee, now all of a sudden people are following me, and I have to be nice. I can't want to go and just have, I'm not going to wear my bonnet out in public, but still, like, if I wanted to, then, oh, my God, here I am. I'm all over social media.
And
because I just wanted to go get some coffee, and I wanted to be comfortable getting it. And you have to hide. And it's, oh, my goodness, I really struggle with that. It's like, I really want, the fortune that comes along with it, but I don't want the responsibility of being famous. Because
it can be too much. I mean, just even sitting here having this conversation, I'm just thinking about us as regular, non-famous people right now. Right now.
Boom.
And the mask that we put on, but it really is 50, 100 times worse for them. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, again, like, putting on that mask and then going home and taking it off, like, we gotta move into a place of just taking it off, because it's help out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really help out here, but you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to walk around and feel like nobody's there for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is that one person. It might not be a lot of people. Now, I don't got a lot of people I can go to. I don't got a lot of people I can go to. But, if I'm hurting, I'm trying to make it a practice, even now. Like, because trust is a process. Yes. Like, it's not something you can just wake up and be like, oh, I trust this person, I'm going to go dump myself on, Therapy is also an option. Baby, going to a therapist was the best decision I ever made in my life. You hear me?
I encourage anyone, go find you a therapist.
Go find you a therapist, baby.
And I went to one that looks absolutely nothing like me. I wanted to go to somebody that I didn't have anything in common with. Wow. Because I did not want them. They are not a religious person. They're not a black person. They're not the same, sexual orientation that I am.
That is
literally, great. I wanted somebody that was the complete opposite of who I was, because I wanted them to tell me the truth. Wow. Because sometimes I feel like we can want to relate to each other if we go to our own people. And I'm not discouraging anybody from going to their own, but this, for me, that was my thing. I said, I don't want anybody to relate to me at all.
That is so interesting that you said that.
See me, and I want you to tell me the raw, uncut truth. And this, when I tell you, she tells me that.
That is awesome.
She tells me that, like, and will curse me out.
Sometimes you do
in a heartbeat.
Let me ask you this though, because of the fact that you're doing that, do you feel like there's certain situations that there may be a truth in that they may not understand exactly. You know what I mean? Those like idiosyncrasies of like being black.
That. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like
I can see that.
There's very small things that happen in, you know, certain cultures or something like that where that there might be that thing where
they just don't
exactly. You know what I mean? Like you might have, it might be perceived that you have a mask on in this situation, but then in another culture you don't. You know what I mean? Is that an issue sometimes? Or
I was worried about that, but they are totally not. Like they see past all of that, and they don't even try to say, "Oh, okay." Like they don't coddle me or anything.
That's cool then. Okay.
Yeah. So and I'm grateful because at first I was real hesitant because coming from the African American community. Therapy is not something that we all often talk about, and because you're crazy. Like that's the stigma. You are crazy if you go to get help, and so I was really hesitant at first, because it started about 7 years ago after my mom passed away, and so I had to keep a mask on for that entire time because my mom was this pillar of the community and everybody loved her. And so, and then everybody saw me because I'm my mother's twin. And so they're like, oh, well, you're going to be like your mom too. No, I'm not. Not at all. And so when I was not that person, everybody was like, oh my God, they're dumbfounded and they don't understand why. And so I was like, okay, well, let me go get some help because having to deal with it, because I actually found my mother in the house when she passed away.
Oh my God.
Yes. And so it's been 7 years of just unpacking a lot of things. And like I said, I wanted to get somebody that didn't agree with me on everything. And she can even empathize with me for the situations, like even like racial situations and those types of things that come up. And I don't feel slighted. I don't feel like you don't get it or you don't understand. There's never been a moment. But that's what I looked for, and it has been so, I'm so grateful for it.
Don't it feel good to take that mask off, though?
Yes, it is.
Again, like that's the driving point here. Like, we're so scared to show our vulnerabilities, and I get it because trust is a thing. But, we got to get to a place to where we're more loving toward each other. Right. We're more kind toward each other.
Stop trying to crucify everybody for things. Like, I was literally, look, when I tell you I have so many situations, like there was a situation where I had to reach out to the community for help, and it was used against me.
It's crazy. And that's what makes people put the mask on. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes people stop asking for the help or stop.
So now there's been times now that I've needed help, and I refuse to ask because I remember what happened before.
Exactly.
In that situation where I went and I asked for help, and it was thrown back in my face and legally used against me.
That's awful.
And it was like a terrible situation. And that's what I'm like, that's where the trust issue started. It
does. But thank God you're in community now where you have people I'm saying it right now for everybody to hear, and you already know. But if there's ever anything like y'all, I am that person. Like I'm here. If I don't have it, I'll help you find it.
Right.
I don't have all the answers. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have it all yet.
You sure?
Right.
Come on. I'm not even gonna put your resume out there. I'm not even gonna put your resume out there.
That's fine.
But y'all, in wrapping up, again, like I just want to make it very vocal that I don't have it all, don't have all the answers. But if you are suffering, you know what I'm saying? Reach out. Right. I don't care if I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if we've never seen each other or what. Like, reach out. You don't have to suffer in silence. Take that mask off and crunch it up and throw it in the garbage.
Right.
Let me ask you this, because there was a point in time in my early 20s where I felt like I couldn't talk. And it's not like I didn't have those people there, but it was like that. It was almost like that wall that's in front of you. And I talk a lot about this with people that I know that may have confusion about suicide or have never been there. But when you have that wall that you feel like is in front of you, and you feel like you can't talk, not because it's not a shame thing, you just feel like it's almost like a blockage.
Yeah.
That to me is always like the tough part, because I don't know what to tell people when they're in that. Because that's when you don't see that person is struggling.
Right.
And that's when you get the situations like Twitch. And I'll tell a story about my sister a couple Christmases ago. I think it was like early morning Christmas Day. He shot and killed himself.
Wow.
And he was vocal about some of the stuff that he was going through, but people his family didn't know how to take it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it almost felt like they weren't listening to him.
Yeah.
And I didn't find out about this until he died. So I think for some people it just may be difficult because everyone reacts to things differently too.
Yeah.
Some people are, more talkative and they are vocal about some of the problems, and some people are more internal.
Right.
They kind of let the problem fester, almost like a disease.
Right.
And if they feel like they can get help, they will, and if they don't, they'll just like suffer in silence, and then you won't even know that they're suffering.
But I think that that's a good point that you brought out, and I think that we also have to be careful as people just to be more sensitive to the people around us and the people that we love, because there are so many people, like you said, who just don't know how to be vocal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I think it's important to when you see those, or somebody's not, maybe they didn't smile today, or maybe just be more aware of your surroundings and the people around you, to just go up and give somebody a hug. You know what I'm saying?
I think empathy.
I think a hug goes a long way with people.
It does.
It goes such a long way. Like, it's a lot of people that don't know how to express themselves.
Right.
But they're doing something. They may not be talking.
Right.
But they're doing something where you can be like, oh, well, maybe they walked by and they had their head down today, or, and just going up saying, hey, how are you doing today? Like, that really does go a long way.
That's
For
true.
people
and
who...
some people just want to be seen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even about, because like I said, you say you weren't very vocal, but you just want somebody to see you. Like, and like, and seeing, not like, oh, okay, well, but so many times I've gone up to people and I've spoken to them and I've said something to them, and that's my, that's always my goal in this world, is to try to bring some sort of light to somebody.
Right.
And I was like, I see you. Like, even if it's through some sort of social media post, I don't care if one person likes it. Okay, well, great. I see you. But I want you to know that you're seen, because I know I have a friend and he internalizes everything. Yeah. Everything. And he said because he doesn't trust people. Right. And I understand that. I understand
that. Trust word again.
Yeah.
Honey. It happens.
That happens, and it's a lot of times you don't even have to talk. You don't have to say anything. Hey, let's go out to dinner. Hey, let's go to the movies. Hey, let's do something. Hey, let's hang. Hey, you want to come hang out or whatever? We ain't even got to talk about what you got going on.
That goes a long way too, y'all.
Just to say, I see you. I see you.
And I'm here.
I'm here.
Mm-hmm. If you want to talk, great. If you don't want to talk, great. But I'm here. And just knowing that you have somebody that says, I'm here, that goes like such a long way. Right. So again, y'all, like, please don't sit out there. If you're the person who's vocal, then talk about it. If you're the person who's not vocal, then you don't have to talk about it, but just get next to that person that they'll be there for you. Right. And you don't have to say anything, but there's people who love you. Yes. We need you here. I need you here. Mm-hmm. So, and then on the other side of that, we got to be more mindful to be aware of those around us. Yeah. I definitely can do a better job. Sometimes we get so busy, we're not paying attention. Right. Yeah. It makes me wonder, the people around that young man, the DJ, were they paying attention?
Right. That's, oh, God.
Because I get so busy that I don't pay attention. Mm-hmm. So I'm even making myself a promise to be more attentive to those around me.
And just to be present.
Yeah, just being present.
Just be present, and like really present. Not okay. I'm on my phone. I'm doing this. I'm multitasking. I'm working. No. I'm gonna be present. Like if we're gonna go out for coffee, I'm
putting my phone down.
And that's right.
Yeah, I'm putting my phone down. To talk. And we're gonna talk.
Right.
Yeah. For sure. Well, I thank you guys so much for coming to have this important conversation with me.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all are always welcome at Coffee with Courtney.
Oh, yes,
because we sip over here.
Yes.
Well, do you guys want to tell everybody how to find you on social media?
Sure. Well, I am on Instagram. You can find me as hey_Bria, BRIA 80 on Instagram and TikTok. And I'm on Facebook. It's just my name. It's Abriah Frazier. So, yeah.
Cool. Mine is on Instagram. It's just Vlad on the Mix. That's it.
Y'all know my boy Vlad, real simple. Mm-hmm. Big shout out to Abriah. Big shout out to Vlad. Thank y'all so much for stopping by.
Yes, thank you.
So y'all know, if you're not already following me, you can find me on IG at Coffee with Court. That's Court without a U. So it's CORT. On TikTok, you can find me at Coffee with Cortney, hold the U. Thank y'all so much for listening in. We're going to see y'all on episode 7. Bye.